Hey guys, welcome back to day 13, and today I'm going to share with you these three things of what you need to do when you get into crisis, right? So what does crisis mean? I believe many of us would agree with me that uh, in life there is always ups and downs, right? It's not a matter of what happens when you're going the uptrend of your life, but really what you need to do when you're going through the crisis or going through the downtrends, right? So I just want to share with you this personal story of mine before I share with you these three things. It's because back in 2008 when I first went to my first crisis, um, the whole gist is that I was managing this 2 million ringgit project, and a lot of the the biggest trigger to the whole problem was because I was quite egoistic, right? And also that was because for the first 25 years of my life, I was on the uptrend, having successes after successes, and to a point at the time, I was managing a team of 10 people, and of course, many people didn't really know this story until I shared with a lot more recently. That was the first time I was really managing people in a project, because previously I was doing a lot of it in a smaller group, which is easier to manage, right? So what happened was that the whole project failed because of the inability to deliver according to its timeline. And I took it personally, and I took it very hard upon myself that that was the biggest failure in my life. And I went into this corner, I sank deeper into depression. And uh, I was very grateful because my dad actually came in and helped me, because I didn't really know how to ask for help lah. Because I felt that I didn't deserve to be helped, and I took it very hard upon myself. But of course, at that point of time, what plunged me deeper into that problem was because I had a commitment for 2 houses, and also we were expecting our first one child, right? So that whole thing spiraled, and it was a vicious cycle lah. And basically, why am I telling this story is because it comes down to these three things, right? The first thing that when crisis happen, now that I look back and reflect, the first thing really is to know what happened lah. Was it an external factor that caused me in that crisis, or was it more of what's going on in here, right? Because if we don't know truly, we're missing the biggest lesson. Without learning what went wrong, potentially I could have gotten into another similar problem, and I didn't know how to come out from it again, right? So really, first thing first is to know what is it that caused you to go into your crisis, right? If you are an employee and you lost your job or you got a pay cut, you've got to ask, is it really an external factor like the crisis right now, the pandemic, or was it really due to your own doing that there were certain things that you did that caused you to have the pay cut and lose your job? If you are a business owner and if you fail in business, you've also got to look back at what was the real reason that caused the business failure. Is it you, the business owner, or was it your team, or was it an external factor, right? And the second point that I want to get to is really about this ability to forgive yourself, right? Because when I went through that whole thing, when I took it very hard upon myself, I didn't allow myself, or I didn't forgive myself, and that was very bad because the more that you blame on yourself, the harder is it for you to pick yourself up and really look forward, right? So the earlier that you recognize that this is not to say not your problem, but the earlier that we recognize that there is a different reason, or the main reason that caused this, even if it's your own doing, you need to be able to forgive yourself and be able to pick yourself up quickly and learn from it, change your way and move forward, right? You cannot continue to stay still. And the third point here is really about um, and the third point here is really about the ability to ask for help, right? It is a very simple thing, but I think you agree with me that a lot of people have this difficulty of asking for help because of this, right? So I personally went through it because of the ego and also the successes that I had, right? So it really put me in a position that when I ask for help, it basically shows that, or rather, what it means to me is more like I'm of a weaker position, right, and more vulnerable position. So thankfully, my parents came in to help me because they saw that I was going through this whole tough time and there was something that was wrong, right? So the earlier we ask for help, really, the faster we get out of the hole. And these are the three main points that I'd like you to take home and really use it for yourself uh, when you get into the crisis. I see you in day 14. Stay safe.